Hello, my name is urnotjustin, and I bought every single skin in Valorant, simply for the entertainment of you, the viewer. And now for your entertainment. Every single week, I'm going to take all the skins that I own and make a themed collection based off of a certain topic, agent, color, time, you name it, and I'll theme it. If you'd like to help me out since I bought all the skins in Valorant, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications. And leave me a comment on what theme we should do next. Let's start the video. Before the video continues, I want to tell you about something that's very hype, and that is the $250,000 Roulette Cup, an S-tier tournament taking place on June 22nd to June 30th, featuring teams like FaZe, Cloud9, Complexity, Godsent, and many more. The best Counter-Strike teams in all of esports will be competing for $250,000 on twitch.tv/RouBetEsports. Which team will walk away from the Roulette Cup $250,000 richer? Find out on June 22nd to June 30th on twitch.tv/RouBetEsports. Hi, I'm urnotjustin, and it's good to see you guys because we have a very special collection that we are doing today. My most favorite videos that I do with these themed collections is stuff where there is multiple collections that we can just put into one massive collection. And today we are doing the Ultimate Forsaken collection. A collection that's going to consist of all of the Sovereign and Forsaken skins, as well as a few other things that will match it really well in my opinion. Let's start it right now. The timestamp for the finished collection is here. The gameplay for this video is fire. I used epic music. Leave me a comment that says Ultimate Forsaken. Okay, so we are just gonna be starting here from the very beginning. We have nothing fancy to kind of add together today, and you know, obvious choice here is Forsaken Classic. We're gonna add the Oni shorty to this in this variant because it does match, it has the right colors. But anyways, when it first came out, people kind of turned their nose up at the Forsaken collection for whatever reason it may have been. You guys may agree, you may disagree with this. I personally think that Titan Mail fits with this rather good. It's not quite green, but it also fits together aesthetically because it's kind of spiky, and Forsaken is kind of spiky in and of itself, and people often refer to it as like the kind of little brother of the Reaver, hoping to aspire to be as good as the Reaver, which in my opinion, it's just as good. It truly is. But we'll clip this. And I'll continue talking about the Forsaken once we get to the Vandal, so I can kind of really give you my take on it. But up next, we do have the Ghost, and this is exciting because with the Sovereign Ghost here, I always see people using the base variant, I see people using the black variant, and I even see people using this really cool metal variant. But something that I very rarely see is, for some reason, they have this just really strange and wild green variant. And interestingly enough, if you hover over the variant itself too, it says that it is Sovereign Ghost Level 5 Variant 1 Gold. To them, this is gold. I would have never called this gold. This is kind of like almost a bronzy orange color with green. I would have referred to this as the green Sovereign variant, but apparently this is gold. And what's the most interesting about this variant of the Sovereign is that if you go and look at all of the Sovereign variants, they're all relatively the same and follow the same sort of look with the same sort of like lights that come out of it and stuff like that. But then when you go to this one, this is the only variant of the Sovereign that has like a pattern on it. This has a literal pattern on it, and it's very strange to me that this one kind of stands out in the way that it does. Now, is this supposed to be like the Forsaken version of the Sovereign? Not quite, but it matches in this aesthetically speaking. Up next though, this is gonna be the only thing that doesn't match in this entire video. I initially wanted to kind of do the green variant of this, but it aesthetically doesn't match this like at all. Like the colors match, and that's great. It is an important part to match with the colors. But like just aesthetically speaking, like Sovereign is more of like a mythical fantasy shape. But we're just gonna do the black variant of the Reaver Sheriff. That's as good as it's gonna get for this. I'm sorry. For the Stinger, there is a Sovereign version of this, and I now officially own all of the variants for the Sovereign Stinger. One of my most favorite Stinger skins in the entire game, by the way. There is a Forsaken Spectre, and I now own everything that there is to own with this collection. Another kind of weird choice here, we're on to the Bucky, and I think it's kind of a safe bet to just go with the Oni Bucky in the green variant. For the Judge, we're gonna do something that is gonna stand out a little bit because I've said this in many videos. The Judge does not have a whole lot of really great skins, and I think that it's a good time to use the Coalition Cobra Judge. This is in the most current battle pass at the time of this video. I recommend it. Probably just gonna go with the Striker with this green variant because it has the right colors and it is kind of different. Up next, back to the Guardian here, and we just got the green old Sovereign. For the Phantom, I was really pressed on this. Like there was all sorts of options that I wanted to do. I considered doing the green version of the Spline. I considered doing the green version of the Ruination. I considered doing the green version of the Oni. But ultimately, what I'm opting for here is the green version of the Prime Phantom, and as well, we're going to put this buddy on to kind of solidify it. The Forsaken buddy finishes this version of the Prime Vandal, and it makes it look more like a Forsaken item should look. I think it's kind of perfect, honestly. As a matter of fact, I actually did rock this buddy and skin variant for a really long time before like I sort of went crazy and started buying all the skins, so there you go. Okay, we are finally on the Forsaken Vandal, and I finally get to tell you guys all about how this skin, well, not this one, this skin kind of failed the masses for some reason that we just won't know ever. The Forsaken came out at a time where I was kind of just getting my footing in what it meant to make Valorant content. I knew that I loved the game. I knew that I loved the skins in the game. I was figuring out how I could translate that into videos. And one of the first concepts that I ever did was actually for the Sovereign version of the knife that came from the Forsaken collection. Now, I couldn't exactly pinpoint where this collection went wrong and why people really kind of turned their nose up at it and didn't like it. If I had to give my honest opinion about it, I would honestly say that the reason the Forsaken Vandal did not be received as well as something like the Reaver, I would say it's honestly because this is green. That's my honest opinion on it, dude, like really. I truly do think that the reason people didn't want to get this to begin with is because the base variant is green. That's the only thing I can really think of. And as well, the popularity of the Reaver at that time was just so through the roof, and like something like this coming out being even kind of similar to the Reaver just made people love Reaver more and hate this more. So I felt that it was a little bit unjustified, but that's why we're doing this video today, is to kind of appreciate this for what it is. This collection will always be special to me because it makes me think of when times were a little bit more complicated for me in terms of making YouTube videos. And it'll also be special to me too because this was the first collection that came out that had two different finishers for it. You have the Sovereign finisher, and then you have the Forsaken finisher where the birds kind of swoop up and take you away. Anywho, you know, I'm kind of chatting your ear off this video. I apologize for doing so, but you know, I like telling you guys about this stuff so much. But the Marshal, there is a Sovereign variant of this, and we are going to be doing, not that one, but the green one. My mistake. There is, in fact, a Forsaken operator. I think Titan Mail is really cool. It's actually something that I wish I could use a little bit more, but I can't because I do these YouTube videos all the time. But it does fit in this pretty good, I think. And as well, my green Prime 2.0 Odin to kind of finish this all off. And then for the cherry on top, we of course have the Forsaken Ritual Blade, which when this first came out, this is one of my most favorite things in the entire game, and I didn't want to unequip this. And it sucks too because this is just so cool and people turn their nose up at it despite this being so awesome to run around with and brandish. Brandishing this knife is awesome, dude. But let's take a look at our finished Forsaken collection. Let's just take it in, man. The greens aren't all necessarily there, but this is the ultimate Forsaken collection and everything matches good enough in my opinion. The one thing that I do want to say about this is that it's so incredibly strange to me that this variant of the Sovereign is not more similar to this being the Forsaken. They're obviously both the same skin. It's just that for some reason the green Forsaken base variant is not the same as the green version of the Sovereign. It's very bizarre to me. Makes no sense. I guess that's all I've got for you guys right now. The gameplay for this one is really cool. I'm excited to show it to you. And we're going to just go and have some fun right now, play some games, get some frags. And yeah, I love you guys. Let's go do it.
Hey. Time to pull out the montage clip.
Yes. Train hard. No. Yes. Yes.
Last player standing. Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
No. Today I was the storm.
One enemy remaining.
Your tactics failed. You fought well. Yes. No. Wonderful loading.
One enemy remaining.
Yes.
He jumped all the way around. He's still
I'll
there.
find you. No.
Don't do it. No.
Nah, push
Yes.
him. Don't be. Get this out.
Last player standing.
Yes, sir. Grab that shit. Grab that
I
shit.
am a mountain.
Hurry.
No.
Ah!
Bro,
Up on my
baby.
body, up on my body, up on my body.
Up on your body!
What is that?
Yes. What? Yes. Yes. Opponent.
You know, this guy's
Got
timing
them.
me so
Yes.
hard, dude. I'm actually getting triggered.
Yes.
Getting timing so hard.
No.
One, they're both main. They're both main.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, he has a real gun.
Last player
You're the chosen one! 84.
He's gonna dodge you. You gotta move.
No, he sent the dog back. Yes!
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Enemy spotted me. That enemy taken out.
Yes. Cutting their vision. No. Impressive. Yes. Yes. One enemy remaining. Don't worry, your life won't go to waste. Yes. Cutting their vision. They will cover. Yes. Yes. More. Yes. One enemy remaining. Yes. I don't know. Cutting their vision. Spike down A. No. Yes. No. Yes.
Rips it right now.
No charges left. Sky. Yes.
One enemy remaining.
Done, Spike.
Spike down mid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Healing.
There's another guy.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's not your fault. That's okay. There was two flank. I got one of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. You guys are the best viewers in the world, and I'm happy today we got to appreciate the Forsaken Collection. It's pretty underrated in my opinion, but like not quite underrated. It's in a weird spot for sure, but I had a good time with this one. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications so you do not miss a single video ever, even if there is a Limp Bizkit concert live in Ontario, Canada, and I'm there.